Hello and welcome to B's Viewpoint, where we have a special guest appearance as well as Ohio Media School students. Her name?
I'm La Renee.
La Renee, and my name is Belinda, aka BB the Jamaican G.
Tell me your stage name.
Oh, my stage name is DJ Snacks.
DJ Snacks. And you'll be seeing more of us in upcoming future events and shows and everything. So, La Renee, the first thing I want to ask you is, would you rather like or prefer old school or new school?
Old school all day long.
Old school? Why old school?
One, it just brings that nostalgic, great feeling of Saturday morning cleaning for me.
I know that's right.
You know, like my mom, I even do it with my son now. He's 10. Saturday mornings, we get up. There's some Luther. There's some Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Big Luther, little Luther.
Big Luther.
Oh my God.
There is a difference.
There is a difference. I heard. Yes.
There is a difference.
Yes.
Would
you say that hip hop is dead, or that it's just begun?
In any realm of music, I don't ever think it's dead. I don't ever think it's dead. I think hip hop has so much room for more evolution that it already has come. I don't think it's dead. I think it's just getting.
Tell me where you were born and originally raised in.
Well, I am originally from Kansas City, Missouri, born and raised, which I think also has an influence of why I say old school music, because if you do or don't know, Kansas City, we got a lot of good jazz. Like in 18th and Vine, you will find a lot of natural music things that you will not find in other places. So I think that made an imprint on why I started playing instruments, along with the family base that I have. Everybody in my family is musical in some kind of way.
And what would you say your special talent is in music? Would you say singing, dancing?
Now, I can shake it alone. Alone.
Let me see.
Alone, you know, like chair dance, I'm gonna wear it out. I'm gonna chair. But I stayed in the realm of music. Singing, I play the piano and the violin.
I bet you're pretty good at that too.
Yes.
How long have you been playing the piano and violin and singing? How long have you been doing that?
Singing all my life, church. Singing all my life. Yep.
In the church choir singing praise.
Yep. Sundays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays.
So you probably have Bible study in the
Oh my God, yes, Bible study, vacation. My grandfather read Sunday school in the morning. My mother read vacation Bible school crafts and stuff. We was deep. We was deep.
Heavily involved in the church.
Yes, heavily involved in the church. That's the first whip of singing, so I can't recall not singing. Actual instruments, though, I started early in grade school. I started playing the piano by the time I was my son's age 10.
Oh my God,
I was playing the piano.
Too?
And he's just now playing the piano. I got a new piano this
I'm
summer.
girl involved in piano lessons.
Still love it. It's creative. It's
She's
the one.
Could she start that?
Do it now.
Oh
Do it
my
now.
God.
Do it now.
Oh God.
Do it now.
I'm
You
ready.
can
Okay.
actually, to get her interested, have her go on YouTube and look at prodigy children playing the piano. It forever clicked something in my son's head, because it was like, they're young like me. They're doing it. It registers
That
different.
thing where if they can do it,
I can do it too. Yeah, that association. You know. But yeah, so I started at 10 years old doing the piano, and I started competing by 13. And then I was the 3-time superior winner for the state of Missouri by 16.
Oh my God. That is amazing. That is very impressive. And what about the violin?
The violin, I started the violin at 12, and I held first chair all the way until I graduated. And even when I had to pick a choice between choirs, because I was in multiple choirs in Missouri, and I couldn't be in multiple choirs and orchestra at the same time, which broke my heart. I was so good they let me be an honorary member. So even when they had their concerts and stuff, and they knew I loved it, but I had to choose academically. I had to choose.
Yeah,
So But they still let me have the fun. I was happy.
Okay, you still
So
had fun.
yeah, I had my fun.
Was you
I just
still
wanted to be a part of it.
seeing that happened to you, where you had to choose between one or the other when it both dealt with music. Would you say that we were definitely in need of a music union that would have your best interests at heart, mind, body, soul, spirit, and or ghost?
Yes. Music is so crucial for the development of minds, not just young minds, but adults. But adults as well. You ever realize when you're having high anxiety, people who maybe suffer from depression, it is healing. It is healing. You know, they wouldn't tell you to put on nice, calming, relaxing music when you're doing yoga if they didn't think that it can put you in the right mind space that you need to be.
Mind space,
Sound.
mindset. Yeah.
It affects you.
How do you feel about ghostwriters?
You know what? I'm kind of indifferent only because it is a craft.
Some
People may
ghostwriters
not
don't want
like
to be
it.
known. Some ghostwriters do eventually.
Eventually, that's a let a person come out at their own time.
And that's the thing we were talking about earlier before the camera was on. We were talking about how the vultures come out.
Yes.
Dissect you apart.
Because the industry will try to grab you to mold it to what they see at that time. I know in my experience, I was solicited at a young age to sing. Very major company, but at that time I was still a competitive piano player, and that was serious in my world. And so they were trying to be in a situation where they were coercing my parents to stop. As much as they knew about my development and growth in music. It's like, okay, yes, she can sing. Why do we have to stop piano and violin? We can cultivate that while she's getting started up in the industry. You know, it's a start. But they push that. You don't know what all you need. You know, I'm your inside person. You know, I'm the person that knows, and this is the time. This is the moment to go, and this, that, and the other. We don't want to miss it while it's hot. My voice wasn't going anywhere. You know, but they wanted it now.
That's
you know,
what they wanted you to believe. Your voice wasn't going anywhere.
Right. You know, so it was just like the industry can be very vulging and they
manipulative and
yes. And the first things that they do, she's so beautiful. She's so, and my mother's like, her beauty is not about to fade.
Oh
yes, the imagery. And at that time, which a lot of people don't pay attention to, I was in my early teens. My body was of early 20s.
So they were
how do you dress a teenager with a grown body? You're going to dress her like a grown up. Yes. And my mother was trying to protect me from that. Like, no, she's not grown. You're not going to project her in that grown image. Everybody's going to look at her like she's a grown woman because her physique
you would have all
says
these pedophiles
that. Right.
You molesters, all that.
You know,
no, I'm not going to keep my baby around.
Right. And my mother was like, I'm not going to put her in that light. You know, you're not going to put my baby on display like that. I know you're thinking of the dollars and the talent, so you say. I'm looking at the aftermath of how is her life going to be later on.
I'll tell you a story. I was 7 years old. Someone came to knock on my babysitter's door about me doing music. I couldn't come out there and talk. He was talking to the husband of my babysitter. And he tells him, no, her mom's not here, and I disagree with it too. So he had to tell him to go. And that's just the way it was. I had long, beautiful hair.
Then my hair was just...
My body was fit. I was fit for a 7-year-old. And he told him no.
Yeah, I believe it.
You gotta protect your children out
You
here.
do.
You got to.
You do.
That's where I think the music union would be a great idea. So, because it would help to accomplish so much more. You'll make a lot more in the process and gain a lot more in the process and be happy about what you did. You earned that right.
Right.
And then a lot of times people walk around thinking, oh, they got all the money. They're doing great. No, they're struggling just like we are, but in a different standpoint. So
they're just at a different point.
That's why the music union is well deserved.
Yes.
Well, I thank you so much.
No problem at all. It's been a joy, and we'll have to do it again.
Yes. One last question.
Sure.
Or two last questions. What's the length of time you've accomplished in the studio?
Well, as you stated before, I am an OMS student. So I've been an OMS student since March of this year. This is the first time I ever had actual studio time. Now, before March of this year, I say 2019 was when I started heavily into the media industry. Because you know, the Rona changes everything.
Yes,
I had a major
platforms.
Right. So I was never a media person before, but I like to talk to people and interact with folks, and this gave me a way to still do that and still feel a closeness. So that's why I'm enjoying it.
Yes. And what's the shortest amount of time it took you to complete a song?
Well, that's the thing. I don't really write songs. I do poetry. I make great commercials.
Okay.
But I've never made a song yet.
Yes, you did. Poems.
Yes.
And you just call it poems. You could turn that poem into a song any day you feel like.
Very true, because you know I have been told for years that songs is nothing but poetry to music. So you're right. Maybe if I smash all my little poems,
to do one of your poems with a song.
I might.
Okay, do it.
I might.
You better do it.
It might be challenged.
Oh my God. Poems are so beautiful. You'll do it. You'll knock it out the box.
Thank you so much. This is awesome.
Yes, I love you for being on the show, and I love you still no matter what.
No, thank you.
It's all love. Thank you for tuning into B'sViewpoint, and we appreciate your guidance and participation and attention, and we're out.
Swallow my pride, thumbs up for the hood. Banging them cuts like they wish they could. Give props to my niggas who all been locked up. Thank God for the most high. God said, Murphy, you the one. Wake up every morning just to see my peace. I thank God every morning just for blessing me and for everything. Clean nights, clean shoes. Yeah, I'm tossing up all this money I gotta give, and I don't give a fuck. Hands up, toes down. I am the best one, wrong one, right one to give a fuck. However you look at it, they already know I can give two fucks about what they say about me. They gon' talk either way, doing good, doing bad. I'm the best, yes I am. Wear the crown, wear it well, like I always knew I had. Never sloppy, never stopping, go hard for the mic. When I rap it right. If I'm wrong, call me right. When I'm Murphy, yes I'm right. Can't call me till you get it right. Our Father, thou art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table in the presence of thine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Thine enemies are my footstool. Surely, goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen.
Hi, and welcome to B'sViewpoint, where we're tackling all the topics of whether we need a music union or not, or anything in a relation or association with the music. So, Mr. Ray is our special guest on today's show, and he's going to help us inform us more of what we can do. Mr. Ray, do you think a music union would be a great idea?
Most definitely.
Why do you say so?
There's a lot of contracts that just put a lot of artists in 360 deals, if you don't know what that is. Basically, the artist is not getting paid for the music that they make, and that sucks. Because that means that they have to do some other sketchy things just to make a quick buck.
Wow. And can you tell the world or the people out there, the audience, what you do for a living?
Well, I do a lot. I own an entertainment label, so we'll just say that.
Oh, great. So you know a lot about the artists and different confrontations that are confrontational issues or controversial out there when it comes to music, right?
I actually do, yes.
Okay, so would you say that we are paid fairly when we are not having a music union available? Or would you say we are not paid fairly when there's no music union available?
I say in general we're not paid fairly at all. There's no reason why a musician at all should be getting paid like millions of dollars for just not performing on stage, but just one viral song or something like that. You can make one song and then you're set for life. Like, that's not fair. Because there's people making like thousands of like songs that make people cry, sing and dance and shout and all these other things. And it's just that one guy that's just like, my coochie pink, my old brown. And, yeah, it kind of sucks. Nothing against Sexy Red though, one hit wonders, they come and go.
Right. So would you also say that rappers in the music industry, that specific genre, is the one that's always attacked the most, or would you say R&B is?
Actually, believe it or not, it's more so pop. Now, in terms of like hip hop and R&B, yes, they do get attacked by the black community, but the white community, they don't really care.
They don't attack them?
No, they actually, embrace the community, and not the community, but the culture of hip hop and R&B and all that. Even though, to a standpoint, they don't even understand what the heck is even happening.
So why would you say that? Would you say it's because they're hateful or they're jealous?
No, not particularly jealous. Maybe envious, but not like jealous. Like sometimes they do want the lifestyle of a hip hop artist or an R&B artist of the black community, because there are white R&B singers. Don't get it twisted. So just the fact that they hear our lifestyles and they think we're having so much fun struggling or something like that. And that's not the case. Like, the whole reason we're making the music that we make is because we want to get out of the struggle and everything. We want people to hear what we went through so that they can make a move as well. And white people take the opposite direction and go backwards when they hear our music, ironically.
So they look at us, do you think they look at us like we're the criminals, or that we might be telling a story or a lie, or know something about somebody that we're displaying as part of our life or whatever?
I mean, there are a few people that do live as criminals. I don't know, there's probably enough people, during the NWA times that really thought that the NWA rappers were just nothing but a bunch of thugs. Same thing with Bone Thugs and Harmony, the same thing with Meek Mill, all them, that's just rap right there. But then there's, R&B artists like Chris Brown and, funk artists like, what's his name, James Brown and such. Like, people who, they just didn't understand, like, these people were mental people and they just got famous and they came to further to. How many times, people came at Michael Jackson, king of pop, and, like I said, pop is probably the most hated, genre out.
Oh, and which genre makes the most money, do you think?
Still pop.
Still pop? Oh, okay.
Yes, hip hop is like the closest. I mean, like, they're almost neck and neck today. But back in the day, like, when Madonna and all them was famous, Michael Jackson was king of the world. Who else? R. Kelly was just making a come up after coming out of prison and things like that. Like, just the pop hits.
He's an R&B. He's not a rapper. He's an R&B artist.
Yeah, he's an R&B artist, but he made a few pop songs as well.
Oh, you're right. And then he also did that one song with Celine Dion, right?
And Celine Dion, we're talking about, like, multi-Emmy Award winner right there.
Yeah.
So it just comes right back and forth. Miley Cyrus, when Miley Cyrus wasn't making enough money, she switched from country to pop. Taylor Swift, same thing. So, like, pop gets the most hate because, they make the most generic music. Doja Cat currently, she just came out with a recent album called Scarlet. But her last album, Planet Her, she said that was just a money grabber. It worked. She made an award for, like, new best artist and everything.
Yep.
Ariana Grande, Woman of the Year.
Oh!
Yeah, just pop. Oh,
wow, what else happened at the BT? What was it? BT, VMA?
So it was VMA, and it was Music Awards and Women Awards, things like that. Just a lot of pop artists, they get all the awards for real. Ice Spice, even though Ice Spice considers herself a rapper, everybody's gonna look at her as a pop artist because it doesn't sound like she's actually like a gangster, killer, or whatever, something like that. Whatever you like adjust with hip hop in your mind.
That's true. People, they like to stereotype people who dealt with situations in their life and then they vent on their music by writing it out. But that, and then in a sense, that's like they're telling on themselves to get caught up and set themselves up for failure. So what do? They could join the music union and be saved, right?
Most definitely, you know, the music union does help out with legal processing of dry snitching, as people call it. You know, we have a lot more dry snitches in the industry. Whether or not that's a good or bad thing, you know, that's up to the audience and, you know, the people getting signed. But I do think that, like, at the end of the day, artists are not getting paid fairly, whether it's a 360 deal or whether it's like a $12 million like one-hit wonder. You know, it shouldn't work to where somebody makes a song about TikTok and like they're rich for life. It shouldn't work that way.
Well, you don't think people should be rich for life if they didn't start out to be rich? I mean, because people really start from the gutter and then they make it and then they want to stay afloat from where they're at.
Of course.
So, what do you think? Do you think that would be a bad idea or?
No, it's just crazy when you think about like how many people. There's an artist local here, Lantana. He made the song All Hustle No Luck. Went on BET and everything. Got a record deal by Sony. Bought a Corvette. Have you heard about him since?
He's my Facebook friend, so.
He's your
every
Facebook
every
friend.
time I get on Facebook, I see him. And he grew up around my nephew. They were best friends.
Okay, so just that, like, but you knew him, so
Yeah.
it's a little different.
I knew him. Yeah.
If you didn't know him and he's your
I
Facebook
helped raise him.
friend.
You know, Auntie did it. Auntie did it.
But then there's other artists like K Drama. He lives here in Cincinnati as well.
Oh, okay.
He's actually in Westwood still to this day.
Oh.
He made award-winning songs like, you know, Air Jordan on them. He also made the Bengals song Who Dey. Made a bunch of songs. He was a Christian artist, but you know, because he's not out there saying the sexy red lyrics, basically, he's not getting like, you know, the financial benefit that everybody else is getting.
How do we help to get the financial benefits that we need? And I speak as an artist, a musician who has this passion, this drive to still want to do music no matter what she goes through. Like me, I want to start this music union. I really do. But in order to do that, we need people that's going to cooperate and understand that money is something that's going to always come. And there's nothing to worry about. I want everyone to know when they're in the music union, we'll have their best interests at heart. We'll have their best interests at mind. We'll have their best interests at ghost, body, and spirit. I am all for it. It's a saying, you have to be in someone's shoes in order to understand. So I completely understand where musicians and artists come from. I even do art on the side as an extra hobby, so I still believe we need an art union too. So it's like, if the economy's not right, how do we get right with the money situation and the different, tackling all the hatred out there, and then it's deep, the generational curses, if you want to get spiritual with it too. So
to get the spiritualness about, you know, financially succeeding as a musician, because financial success does not equate to the actual amount. It equates to, is there money constantly coming in? Like you said, money will come. Is there money constantly coming in because you made a song? At the end of the day, that's what you really want. You don't want the $12 million right there and then you have to make another song because you blew that whole $12 million. What you want is to make that song, patent that song, please have the rights to all the songs, and then have a support group. You know why a lot of people get famous today?
why?
Not because they go viral, not because they made 1 million TikTok videos, but because they had a support group. That person that went viral last week, yeah, he might get famous. Lil Nas X is a great example. But then, like the two girls who made that one song, Hello, Christ, I'm back to sit again. It might be a year before like they actually get famous. And even still, what are they gonna do after that one song that they forced to go viral?
So you have to be patient too, that's another thing.
You gotta be patient.
Whew.
They're getting
Patience
paid.
pays off.
They're getting paid for those TikTok videos, but they're gonna get paid as long as they make TikTok videos. You wanna get paid because you released that one song and all you had to do was tell somebody to share it. You want to get paid because you made a music video and all you told somebody to do was share it. You want to get paid because you're on stage, not because you're making 50 Instagram shots or something like that. You're on stage every Saturday or something, whether it's an open mic at like your local club or whether or not you're in, Broadway Theater in New York. You have to think of it that way. When you release your music to Spotify, you have all the rights to your song. Nobody can sue you for your song. That's step one. Step two.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. This
Go
is
ahead.
interesting. How do you feel about ghostwriters? Do you think they get their fair share deal? Do you think it's fair that ghostwriters exist? Because without them, we wouldn't have the certain songs that we have out that are so popular by demand today. And do you think that there should be no such thing as a ghostwriter?
I have my love-hate relationship with ghostwriters. Young Jeezy has several ghostwriters, so Young Jeezy is my favorite rapper.
Oh
Once
God,
upon
I
a
didn't
time.
know that.
Yeah, but at the same time, sometimes rappers can't actually come up with things.
Yeah.
Doja Cat, another good example. My favorite song from her Planet Her album was Woman.
Who?
Woman. That's
By
the song. Doja Cat.
Oh, Doja Cat. Okay.
Yep. There's 6 writers on that song.
Oh yeah, you did tell me that before.
Yes, and that was a simple song. All she said was woman the whole time. Woman, 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 woman. I mean, she said a little bit more stuff, but
you know what? It's catchy. It's just saying that, and it's just amazing how the word woman can just blow up and just be known out there like that.
Mhm.
And it's just a song, and all she had to do was repeat it.
Yeah, and the 6 writers on song, like, you really need the 6 people to have you say woman. I would
And
love
probably
her
with the tones too. I like to give my artists and musicians the benefit of the doubt out there.
You also need, someone to perform the lyrics perfectly too.
Mhm.
Nicki Minaj is a great example.
Oh, she's perfect.
Like, she can write her own music, but
Yeah.
she's also a great actress.
Uh-huh.
So when people write songs for her, she's literally spitting those lyrics like as if she wrote it herself, and that's what I like about it.
Yeah, it does seem like she's feeling it. Like the words of the music, the lyrics, it's all just coming to her and she feels every bit of it.
Mm,
It's amazing. Yeah, it's so amazing. She's a great actress too.
yeah. So you got to think of it like that, but just ending this off. Step 1, when you make a song, please have all the rights to it. Step 2, when you release the song, share it. Have somebody else share it.
Did you know that when you download it to SoundCloud, that you have copyrights?
Yes.
I was happy to find that out.
YouTube does that as well.
Yeah.
Poor man's copyright.
Yeah.
But then if you patent your song, like actually legitimately patent the song, and somebody finds out that you patent the song, they can't steal that song. They can't make a cover. They make a cover, they gotta pay you for that.
Wink, wink.
Yup. So if you make that viral song, please make sure your song is already patented. Just gotta do it. Step 3, when you have somebody sharing it around, make sure there's a sound scan bot on your song, meaning that whoever reposts your song, automatically either you're getting paid for that repost or the song's getting taken down.
I have a question. So, when you're coming out with the music or whatever, and then you have different people on your team that are helping you push your music out, would you say it's best to pay them up front or wait for your music to blow up, then pay them?
It's always best to pay your people up front. Yes, you can do that later on thing if you have like good teams that trust you like that.
Right.
But please do not break their trust, because the last thing you want is somebody making a no Vaseline diss against you. I'm just saying. Or the last thing you want is somebody to already have their hands out when you made that $1 million because they was with you the whole time and they ain't even asked for a dime. So I say pay your supporters up front.
Yes.
Hey, I'll give you $10 to share my song every day of the week.
How do you feel about GoFundMe accounts?
GoFundMe's are cool, there's a scam in that, but like if you're like really honest about your stuff, then yeah, go ahead and use it.
So do you think it's a good way to start the music union?
It's a give and take.
Give and take.
You really have to sell
put
yourself.
it in the direction and the right people, or
Yeah, you just got to put in the right direction, the right people. You really got to sell yourself, and all that GoFundMe is like just you ask for a sponsorship, but you don't care who puts the money in. There will be no person that will actually support a music union, like corporate-wise. But, there's enough, like, indie artists that's like, yeah, we do need to come together and all that.
so you believe we should have different like stock exchanges are like a logo for artists or musicians. It's different things that they want and that we want, because I'm an artist myself, a musician myself, that we can't have because the economy is in an economic crisis or scarcity. So
It's always gonna happen. We're always at a recession. We're always at a financial crisis and all that. Young Jeezy literally released an album during the recession called The Recession.
that's what helped him do. That was a
Yeah.
brilliant idea though.
Yes, I mean during the COVID, people were still releasing albums during COVID. So like, please don't let any type of economical situation tear you down. Don't let it discourage you, whatever. You know, even if you're not a religious person, I am. There's always gonna be wars, rumors of wars. Give the Caesar what's Caesar's, but take what is yours. You know, things like that. So, you know, you just have to think of it like that. If you literally worried about the fact that like this restaurant right across your street closed down, you'll never make it. You got pushed even when like you're just in your car.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Homeless and living out of your car.
Yes. Because that break is gonna come. As long as you put in the actual work. And you have to put in the actual work. The actual work does not mean you record the song and then you post it. The actual work starts once you posted it. That's where the real work starts.
Yes. What's the best social media platform to do all that?
It doesn't matter. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, it don't matter. It's all connected. You can always post a YouTube link on Facebook. You can always post a Spotify link on Twitter. You can always post a SoundCloud link on YouTube. It doesn't matter. So you just have to put it together like that.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Ray, for joining in on us with B'sViewpoint. And we appreciate the audience out there for listening and watching. Thank you now.